Bon. Allez.
Ouais, j'ai hâte de voir ça, moi. Dans tabarnak. On va ouvrir le stream.
Monique!
Moi, je vois quand ils vont faire ça, en plus.
J'ai hâte de voir, là.
J'ai checké celui de l'an passé, puis il y avait un concert et tout. Je pensais qu'ils vont faire un concert.
Avec le COVID, c'est différent un peu.
C'est ça, man.
J'espère que ma webcam, elle va rien cacher.
Attends, elle va aller pisser.
Va pisser, merde! Allez! The beginning. On va voir ce que ça va donner. Monique qui vient de se réveiller. Tabarnak, il est 2 heures, ça. Allez, allez!
Oh, hey, j'ai allumé l'air climatisé cette nuit. Calé, ça fait.
Ne mange.
Ça va, que ça fait bien, là.
Let's go!
12 secondes, man.
10, 9. Puis là, on commence avec le nouveau tueur, j'ai hâte de voir.
Tu penses que ça commence avec le nouveau tueur?
Normalement, oui. Direct.
Malade. Ok, on va voir c'est qui.
0. J'espère.
Ah ouais!
Mathieu, j'espère que t'es pas en avance sur moi.
Non, je vois
Jouer un crâne, toi aussi.
Ouais, crâne, tout.
T'as des goulines.
Alien, ça a l'air d'être Alien. Ou Prédateur, ça serait fucked up, par exemple. Ah, ok, c'est pour l'année.
Oh!
Je vais vous traduire ça, la gang, dans le chat. Le prix va être en anglais.
Traduction.
Un loup-garou. Fuck off, loup-garou, là.
Or. Et nice leur intro.
C'est nice, hein. Oh.
Oh, le remix de la musique.
Hi, welcome everyone to our 4th anniversary.
Yeah, Mathieu Côté.
Let's go. Pretty good job so far.
Hope to make a big event this year in Montreal. We were going to invite all of you to come over. We're going to have balloons and animals and balloon animals. But we obviously had to change plans because of the current situation. The good news is everybody at Behavior is now working from home. Huge kudos to our IT team for making that possible very smoothly. And now we're all safe and sound at home. So today we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to have people talk to you from the safety of their home. We're going to present you a lot of really cool content, stuff that's coming in the roadmap for this year. We're going to talk about the mobile game, because obviously we just shipped on mobile few weeks ago, and we are very excited to introduce you to a few people from that team and to make sure that they can tell you what they have in store for you. We're also going to go over the community, which is you, by the way. Thank you very much for being part of that awesome group.
Tu vois, il y a un miroir pareil en arrière de lui, là. C'est pas des pantalons, là.
Y a pas de pantalon.
Comprise the community and how our community team is built and how it works to make all of your dreams come true, or most of them. Some of them are just weird. All right, we're also going to talk about a few really cool things. For instance, I want to take a moment to talk about something we did 4 years ago. We talked in the past about trying to be as generous as we can on Dead by Daylight. And one of the things we did 4 years ago was release a little thing called the charity case. So the charity case is a very big package of, I think, 28 items featuring a lot of influencers and content creators from around the world. And
Ils vont mettre le chandail de
all the
Kev.
profits, 100% of the profits on this goes to a thing called the Brain and Behavior Research Fund. Which is a cause that's very dear and near to us. And I'm very happy to say that in the last few months, we've known that we've now raised over $1 million. Well, you've raised more than $1 million.
Plus d'un million, mais en plus, je l'ai acheté le pack.
Thank you very much.
Ouais, moi avec.
It's still up if you want to grab it, if you haven't already. And know that if you do that, you actually, you're going to help a lot of people do some good work. So, other than that, we're also going to talk today about the upcoming content for Dead by Daylight. We'll see if we have time to get into that towards the end of the show. So In the meantime, I also want to say there's a few things that we're going to go over maybe a little quicker than we would have liked. That's because we also want to take the time to do deep dives on some of these subjects, and we'll do panels, and we'll do blog posts, and we'll do videos and Q&As and all these different methods that we have to communicate with you. We want to make sure that we give you all the information about all these subjects that are dear to you. This year was filled to the brim with new stuff. We put a lot of work
Ok, c'est une vidéo faite d'avance.
Content. We had talked about a few
pensais
things
c'était en
on the
live.
anniversary last year.
Ils ont eu.
Since
Ils ont
then,
eu.
Non, mais tu sais, ça va être un
so
live,
much
mais c'est
stuff.
qu'il a enregistré ça d'avance.
Ghostface came to the game, which
Ok, ouais,
was
je comprends.
almost a surprise, but really kind of a big deal. Then we had the Stranger Things chapter.
Cool,
I don't know if you remember that. First time
Stranger
we had two
Things,
survivors in the game. An amazing foray into a TV show, the Netflix show that was the biggest thing at the moment. It's still today one of the biggest things out there.
C'est malade qu'il a réussi à avoir ça.
Then we released The Cursed
gars,
Legacy, which was the first time we went back to tell even more of the backstory of some of our characters. And then we just released The Chains of Hate, which was a completely new take on the horror setups that we tend to do with the game. And the first gun in the game. We also, this year, released the archives. It's easy to forget that it wasn't in the game, but now it's such a huge and important part of the rhythm of the game and the content there. We've released 3 new tomes for the game, and each one of them came with some improvements to the feature and new types of content. We also did a major update on Freddy, a much-needed update on Freddy that I think you liked. We did the same for the Doctor and made it kind of a big deal.
Docteur, ça a été bon, Freddy avec.
We have released our dedicated servers, as we had promised, and now they are on every single platform. Obviously, there's a lot more work to do on the dedicated servers, but it's such a better platform
il reste du travail, mon cher.
It's a much more solid thing. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a few moments. We also installed a disconnect penalty, which I'm happy to say has reduced the disconnect rate by 35% across all the platforms. That's an immense improvement on the quality of life. We also launched on Switch this year. We launched on mobile this year. We are now on pretty much every platform out there, and we'll continue for the few that are left that we haven't touched yet. We then released what I believe might be the most impressive piece of content I want to say ever created in the history of video games, but I might be overstating it just a little bit. Bunny Fawn came out, finally. Then I'm very, very proud to say that in the last month, we just broke all of our records by having over 1 million daily users. That means 1 million people played the game in one form or another during a single day. That's crazy. Then we also broke another number this year. More than 20 million people now have played Dead by Daylight, and you're part of that, so thank you.
Un jeu du Québec, mesdames et messieurs.
Un jeu du Québec, man.
Now we're gonna go and talk about the roadmap and really what's in store for next year. Take it away, me.
Oh, la roadmap. Watch out.
The fuck is la roadmap, dude?
C'est qu'est-ce qui arrive durant toute l'année.
Let's get started with two men who need no introduction, but
je pense que là c'est live,
we'll give them one. Jérôme and
Stéphane, il parle français.
Hi everyone, I am Jérôme, the Senior Product Manager on Dead by Daylight. I am in charge of the roadmap, so basically defining the features to be implemented in the game.
Ça lag légèrement.
Hi everyone, happy to be here today. I'm Stéphane Beauchamp, I'm producer on Dead by Daylight, and my job is to execute along with the team the roadmap Jérôme is putting together.
On se moque pas des accents.
Is always a subject that keeps coming back. Last year we had a big discussion about it. I think that regularly we talk about game health. It's something that's going to be at the top of our concern for a long time. Let's dig a little bit more into what it means specifically, at least for the next year for us. Let's start with dedicated servers, which was a big improvement this year. Stéphane, you want to talk about it?
Absolutely. The transition to dedicated servers has been a really challenging experience, but also very exciting one. We're happy to be behind that transition and migration, but there's a lot of ways in which we would like to continue improving the gameplay experience on dedicated servers. This is going to happen through 3 specific features that we'll integrate over the next year or so. The first one is we're planning on increasing the rate at which your server runs, which is going to have a positive impact on the latency between the player doing an action or doing an input on the client, and that actually having an effect on the server.
Ça, c'est correct.
That being said, even by reducing this as much as we can, the network limitations always force a minimum amount of latency. Because of that, there's always moments where what you see on your client isn't exactly the same as what's actually happening on the server. So we're adding movement extrapolation to various characters to make sure what you see is as close as we can from what's actually happening on the server. But as I mentioned, there's always going to be these things that happen, and in order to prevent that from having a negative impact on the gameplay, we're looking into adding a validation on server and client side of things to make sure any gameplay critical action, whether it is using an interaction, doing an interrupt, doing an attack, landing a hit properly, etc., these are all going to get validated on both sides to make sure no one's actually getting cheated out or into a hit that shouldn't have landed. Probably one of the most frustrating experiences for anyone to have. And these are the main 3 changes we're planning to put up, which are going to improve the gameplay experience.
Awesome. The next thing I want to talk about, which is, I mean, it's a subject that we've talked about since day one on Dead by Daylight, matchmaking. It's always going to be a intense subject of conversation. There are more improvements coming this year. Jérôme, do you want to talk about the specifics?
Jérôme!
Yeah, sure. So currently, the system is using ranks to matchmake players, but the ranking system is more a time-based progression system. It resets every month. So instead, we are going to use an algorithm, and this algorithm is looking only at what happened during the trial and what was the outcome of the trial. So this will help us to define player skill level, and this will help us to create a better and fairer matchmaking system. So this algorithm was already implemented in the background of the live servers and this since several months. So it was not used for matchmaking, but just for simulations. And now we have some results, and they look good. So now we just need to polish the last details. And we'll be ready for a release this upcoming month. So this
cool.
The
one
oncoming
of the
months
also that we like working on. I mean, all of these things are really cool, but live design is something. I mean, it's such a crazy game with an ever-changing meta. Live design is always something that's gonna create a lot of talk in the community. When we redid Freddy, for instance, or the Doctor, all these things. We have a few more of these live design changes planned. Obviously, it's an ongoing effort, but maybe you can talk about a few of them, Stéphane?
Over the past 4 years, we've put out so much content into this game, and we keep on adding more and more as every chapter releases. We just really want to make sure that everything that exists in the game right now is up to par with the new content we're continuously releasing.
Carol Baskin,
and how we plan on doing that is exactly what we did before, revisiting older characters, revisiting existing perks and add-ons to make sure they're still balanced, they're still interesting to play with, they're still competitive, they're fun. So really, exactly like we've shown in the past with a few specific
c'est pas grave s'ils ont un accent. Ils sont compétents. C'est pas grave.
Obviously, the maps shouldn't necessarily be left to the side for that. We've seen recently with our one of our most recent updates how the fan base reacted super positively to a major update we put out, revisiting a bunch of older maps to make sure the navigation, the palette placement, the vaulting placement, etc. Were as balanced as they can be, were as fun to play with.
J'ai rien manqué.
So we're continuously looking into improving our existing maps while we're still putting out a bunch of new ones too. Finally, the third thing we're going to look into over the next year is something that's quite similar to what we did last year when we introduced the endgame collapse, but is going to apply to the beginning of the game instead. This has been a topic that's continuously discussed in the community.
Il change le début de la game ou
strongly about. The beginning of the game is a moment where there are a lot of potential things to do for killers and survivors. It can be a stressful moment for some of these.
Tout Kev, t'étais pas là au début, mais la fin de la game c'était pas pareil avec la trappe, toute l'équipe, c'était de la merde. Ils ont changé ça, puis c'est beaucoup mieux. Je sais pas qu'est-ce qu'ils vont changer dans le début, mais en tout cas. What?
Thank you
Ils ont changé le début de la game.
One of the things
on arrive en troc, mon gars.
The game is, after so many years, we're now on pretty much every platform out there, almost. We just released our mobile on iOS and Android, obviously. We're now on Switch, PS4, Xbox One, a few PC platforms. That brings up a lot of questions about what are we going to do to make sure that players can play together, whatever platform they're playing on. I think that's a big question. It brings question of cross-play, cross-friends, cross-progression. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Cross-friends is one of our most asked for and requested feature, and we're really happy to say it's finally coming to the game this year. How this is going to work is that we're adding a search feature and add friends features into the existing friends list that's already available on multiple SKUs on all SKUs. So
ça, c'est une bonne nouvelle.
From other games and just add them directly
Dude, il va tellement avoir plus de joueurs.
To form survivor friends or custom game parties
and
play with a bunch of people from a different platform directly into a public or a private game.
Let's go!
On top of that, we're also adding crossplay. It comes with it necessarily, but crossplay is also going to be part of the base matchmaking experience. And we're hoping that by grouping a bunch of players from different platforms together on the same player pool, we're going to be able to matchmake you with a much bigger player pool and matchmake you better against people that are closer within ranks, etc. The other added benefit that we're hoping crossplay is that we're going to diversify the meta between different platforms. As we know, people tend to have different habits on the specific platforms, whether it's playing a certain role or playing with a certain character. And by mixing these pools together, we're going to expose and break the barriers between players and habits of different platforms, which is really, really exciting to do.
Hey, ça, c'est une bonne nouvelle en esti, man.
The question obviously that comes in right after that is for Jerome, I guess, is when is that coming in? What's the timeline? How is that going to be put in the roadmap?
We want to make sure that we can provide the best player experience possible for the community. That is why we're going to release the cross-friends and cross-play features in 2 waves. So first, we are going to introduce the cross-friend features on the PC platforms, so Steam and Windows Store, because those platforms have already the crossplay enabled.
And then
in the second wave, we will be adding in this pool the console platforms, so PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. And at this time, all the platforms will be able to play together. So in terms of timeline, we expect to have all these platforms being available in the crossplay and the cross-friend features environment before the end of this year.
Awesome. And
progression.
Yeah, you're right. We know that the crossplay topics comes along with the cross-progression topics.
le crossplay?
That's topics that we have already in our head. We are currently in discussion with the partners, so we can't give much details.
Ok, ils sont en discussion pour le faire, Kev. Ça veut pas dire que tu vas pouvoir sur ta Switch avoir la même progression, mais ils vont essayer de le faire.
I want to talk about something that's
Switch, Nintendo sont tellement genre.
It's all really cool to talk about what's coming this year, and we're always happy to be transparent and tell people, but this one is kind of dear to me. The game has been going on for about 4 years now, and some of the big updates that we've done, especially on the visuals of some of the maps and things like that, really get people excited. And obviously we've also learned a lot in how to create assets in the last 4 years of working on this. So what's coming in the next year, among other things, is a huge graphic update.
Huge graphic update?
About, what we're going to do with that, so that Dead by Daylight can continue to not just be relevant and be a game that people keep playing, which we keep saying we want to do, but we want to make sure that Dead by Daylight is a game that can stand proudly next to all these next-gen games that are coming in the next year.
RTX update?
Last year, we updated the Larry's Memorial map, and it was pretty great. The feedback from the community was really good, and even you, Mathieu, was asking me how we managed to make this so frightening. So this year, we're going to go beyond this. We are going to update all the maps that are in the game. But that's not going to be only that. It's going to be a massive graphical update. We're going to review all the special effects, the animation, and more lighting in the game, so we can play more with the tension, the creepiness in the trials.
Toutes les graphiques.
La palette!
Le générateur. Wouh!
So now it's 4 years of assets that we
Les
need to
consoles
review.
vont exploser.
So it's going to be
25 images
That is why
secondes.
we're going to do it in different phases throughout the year.
Et voilà!
Non, mais c'est bien beau que le hook soit fucking beau, mais si mon personnage a la tête dans le hook, là...
Inquiète-toi pas, les graphiques du hook vont être très beaux quand tu vas mourir. Puis te faire face camp.
Awesome. I cannot wait.
Fait que les maps, les personnes, tout.
We actually did put a full team on just that task, making sure that we can, ramp up every single asset that we've had, which there's a lot of stuff in Dead by Daylight since its inception. Now, talking about graphic update is really cool, but everybody wants to see something. Is there anything we can show them at this point? I mean, it's early on, but there must be a little something.
Let's go!
Yeah, we are very excited with what we have done so far. So we have some assets who are still work in progress, but of course we want to share with you what it's looking like.
Oh mon Dieu! Oh mon Dieu!
Beau gars.
Oh yeah! C'est avant, j'imagine?
Oh!
Oh! Ok, ouais, il y a une bonne différence. Ok. Montrez pas juste ça. Montrez pas juste ça, s'il vous plaît. Ok, le shack.
Quand même.
Oh, what? C'est pas pareil, what the fuck? C'est pas pareil, mon gars! C'est encore en work in progress.
Wow!
Ok!
Hey, c'est fucking plus greedy, là!
Damn, la palette, mon gars, les textures!
Montre-moi ça. Oh mon Dieu, c'est
yeah,
sombre,
c'est beau!
Hey, c'est sombre, c'est beau, là!
C'est fucking beau!
Allez, montre-moi ça.
La cabane. Ah ouais, c'est-là, ouais, ok. Mais l'éclairage, ça change beaucoup. Moi, c'est les lumières que je remarque. Mais tu sais, ça, c'est le toit, on s'en fout.
That's it.
Ah, hey, la palette, mon gars, j'ai le goût de le regarder pendant 1 heure.
Il y en a des palettes, là.
Ah, et toi qui vas avoir encore plus peur, ben oui.
Let's talk about our community. For us, it's two major things. First of all, the community is you out there.
C'est nous.
It's you and everybody else either playing the game or talking about the game or creating content relating to the game or being inspired by the game to write music or to make outfits. It's everybody that's part of what makes Dead by Daylight this amazingly rich and passionate environment.
Ah, le graphique update, man.
Groups of people who interact on every single possible social platform.
Ils ont dit que ça allait être big, mais je pensais pas que ça allait être ça, là.
It means people who play
le jeu, il est pas là pour durer juste 5-6 ans. C'est dans le long terme.
So it's important for us to be able to break it down and figure out exactly who
non, il faut juste
is
des graphiques de la map,
community and how do we listen to them? How do we get close enough that we can
c'est encore drôle, on sait pas.
What makes them happy,
on sait pas.
What makes them excited, what worries them, all of this. We need to know about that. So the other part of community for us is the community team. It's our team that we built. Obviously, this was a very small thing 4 years ago. It was pretty much just Dave and Ash and I talking to you live and trying to sift through every single forums, which we couldn't do, to today where we have a team of, I think, over than 50 people internally, some people sitting at their desks in the office, some people sitting at their desks all around the world.
Ouais, le chaque, je sais pas, faudrait voir pour vrai, là. Mais c'est encore work in progress, hein, ça peut changer.
And then we have,
ça peut changer.
People who are half-time and people who are doing this out of the goodness of their heart. We have people that are part of the mods team, the community management team. It's a big machine, because for you, community might mean you and your friends and the people you play with, and the forums you visit, whether it's Reddit or Nico or whatever. But it's maybe 100.
Le nouveau killer n'a pas encore été annoncé, guys. Ça arrive. Sûrement à la fin.
You should probably know that there's probably hundreds and thousands of these pools of people around the world, and each and every one of these has their culture and their desires and their worries, and all of this is something that we need to have an understanding of. And that's what our community team internally is tasked with doing. It is a daunting and quite intimidating task, but they've been doing an amazing job at it. And we're going to talk about exactly who these people are and how they do their job. Gabriel Murphy.
Gabriel Murphy!
Québécois, ce tabarnak! Le Québec!
Le Québec, mesdames et messieurs!
Bunch of people that are helping
Vive les Québécois!
Bring the good word
Gabriel
to the
Murphy,
masses as possible. And then we're going to take a little moment to talk about all the community events and activities that we have in store for the celebration.
Kev, faut que t'invites Monsieur Côté à ton crise de podcast, t'as pas le choix. T'as pas le choix.
Welcome to the 4th anniversary community panel.
Hey, le chat, what? J'ai eu peur!
Community manager on Dead by Daylight. I'm very pleased to have you with us today in my living.
C'est la même chose que moi.
What a crazy year for Dead by Daylight. The game grew exponentially, and with it,
un tremblé dans leur équipe. Un tremblé dans leur équipe.
Blossom is a fancy term to say it got a shit ton bigger. Back in September, the addition of the Switch to our console family and the release of a chapter like Stranger Things brought a lot of attention to the game and a lot of new
things to
our community. Last month only, we hit a record number of players connecting to the game, with over 1 million people playing DBD over the span of a day.
What?
But for some, the game itself isn't enough to contain all their love for Dead by Daylight. You guys want to discuss, argue, create art, breathe, and live DBD.
Il y en a qui créent des affiches pis tout, c'est débile.
Social media, forums, Discord. But all of it shows the same pattern this year. Growth and engagement.
Yep.
Just on our forum, over
ils vont annoncer c'est qui qui a gagné
le
concours
and over
2000 bug report.
were posted on these discussions.
Quand même, là.
Our official Discord channel grew to welcome over 100,000
2000 bugs
that play together and exchange on live chat about the game every day.
C'est dans Instagram,
but it doesn't stop there. Dead by Daylight also has an international community with dedicated community managers on local platforms that you've probably never heard of. VK, Billy, WeChat, Nico.
Billy!
We even have a special Twitter channel for our Japan community only. Nothing could be possible without our ever-growing community team of volunteers and staff. And here's a cheesy montage to present all these montage!
Oh ouais, j'ai hâte! Ah ouais, let's go!
On veut un montage cringe.
Oh, la petite musique.
That's it.
Let's go!
Ça prenait un Fury. Mesdames et messieurs, ça prenait un Fury.
Oh, le remix de la musique. Non, c'est la musique originale. Non, c'est un remix.
On dirait qu'ils ont fait ça avec PowerPoint. Des petites animations, c'est fucking drôle.
Je suis dedans!
T'es dedans? Non.
Ben, toi aussi, oui. Toi, avec ton fond vert, t'es dedans. Hey, Chira dans Dark Souls 3, man.
Wow.
Ah, j'aime bien la petite musique.
Oh, ok.
Okay, that montage was beautiful. Cheesy AF. You guys have proven over and over again how much you love the game. Here is some of the community's finest work.
Ça c'est cool, j'aime ça voir ce que les artistes ont fait.
Ça c'est vraiment nice. Oh!
T'as vu les...
Ah ouais.
Wow.
Dang.
Damn.
Oh, Dwight! Oh, Meg! What's up? Bill?
Cool, celui-là. Là. Oh, la Spirit!
What the fuck? Hein? C'est qui ça, Carlis?
Before we go see what the photographers have prepared for us, it is now the time to reveal our winners for the community in-game
outfit.
After last year's success, we were sure we wanted to do a redo for the 4th anniversary. And this year, you guys blew us out of the water. It was a super hard choice to make. We started by going over the 1,000 entries, one by one, and ended up selecting 30 per role. So 30 for killers and 30 for survivors.
J'aurais mis ça en gros, moi. J'aurais laissé ça là 10 secondes.
Wow. Here are our final nominees.
Allez.
Oh, c'est cool ça.
Ah, nice. Mais ça, attends, c'est elle qui a gagné?
C'est eux qui ont gagné.
C'est vrai, ils vont vraiment arriver dans le jeu?
Drum roll.
Le loup blanc, man.
Le loup blanc.
Ok, non, c'est entre les deux. Oh!
Ok, ça c'est les deux gagnants là. Oh mon dieu, c'est cool pareil là.
Ah ben let's go, on va voir ces outfits là. Le string qui ressort, mon gars.
Ouais,
Let's go!
C'est cool.
Fog Whisperers, take it away.
Take my money, man.
Ah oui, ça c'est. Ils font des.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Malvar, and I'm the Influencer Manager for Dead by Daylight and Dead by Daylight Mobile.
Don't you mean DBBTSR Mobile?
No, Trapper. I'm here to talk to you about the Fog Whisperers.
Oh, look at the time, gotta go.
Le trappeur.
The Fog Whisperers are partners of Dead by Daylight, and they create awesome content, such as live streams, YouTube videos, and animations.
Merci de nous remercier, nous autres, les créateurs de contenu.
At every chapter, we provide them with blood points in the PTV.
Ah, c'est pas nous autres, les Fog Whisperers.
Non, mais c'est genre une communauté que elle
a
choisi.
DLCs exactement. And content to reveal to the community.
T'as craché.
Quiet. C'est drôle ça.
Ah, le camper, hein?
Are represented by this logo, shown on streams and videos. They can also be worn in game too, as charms on their hooks or butts. Now,
Ah,
you
ok,
might
c'est
be
ça, les
wondering,
charms.
how does one become a Fog Whisperer?
Yes,
Ouais, comment
was
j'avais un Fog
wondering
Whisperer?
that.
Je veux le devenir.
J'invite Mathieu Côté à mon podcast. C'est comme
What
ça que je
is
deviens un Fog Whisperer.
Whipperer.
Next scene, please. The Dead by Daylight team is always looking for killer content, so be sure to tag us and include hashtag Into the Fog. And who knows, maybe you'll be next to whisper
Oh!
in the fog.
Avec le hashtag Into the Fog, c'est quoi là? On a une chance de.
Ouais, mais dans le fond, quand tu fais des affaires, t'es tag. C'est ça. Ah ben oui, t'as odds.
Okay, I can explain that. I can explain. I
J'écoute
thought
tout
I
le
was
temps,
in a completely different. I can explain that. I can explain that. 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Wow!
Ok, mais j'ai déjà des clips à donner, moi.
Y'a pas de selfie avec!
J'ai déjà plein de clips que je peux donner. Je suis prêt. Attendez-vous-moi, les développeurs. Attendez-moi, Into the Fog. Myers, voilà, ça c'est le fou. Quelle peur. Let's go.
Bait them long enough, they don't
Oh
pay
shit, il fait peur, lui.
He could get the end game.
It's moving too slow.
Hein, what the fuck, le gars il était bien en Steve.
Holy shit, this is intense. Onward. Oh god, what's gonna happen when they meet? I don't know.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Don't knock him down.
Je sais pas.
They're both using control.
Meyer, Daddy Meyer.
I'm dying. Is there someone in there, Vince? Is he in there?
Y'a pas encore le nouveau killer, guys.
I'll get him, brother. Don't worry, I'll get him. Oh, you liar! You fucking lied to me!
Il est parti!
Wow, il s'est pas dit.
Oh
Non.
my god. Ben oui, il l'a pogné! À 2 reprises, non. What?
Il a pas mis l'autre personne!
À 2 reprises!
Wow.
Oh my god.
We're just gonna have to.
Bim!
Ça c'est bon ça. Ça,
Let's
bon,
go,
ça.
girl. Ils vont pas mettre un clip de nous autres, là, j'espère.
Maple.
Ils vont mettre moi quand j'ai pété mon clavier.
Oh non!
Hein?
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours. That's,
Aye,
oh my god!
What?
Please leave. Please leave. Please.
Ah non, il peut se décrocher, il a le perk. Mais l'autre, il dégage pas, fait qu'il peut pas pogner. Oh!
Yes!
And that is how it feels to be a Fog Whisperer, always shouting yes at the top of your voice. Seriously though, congratulations to everyone in Behavior for this fantastic 4-year journey. I'm so grateful to be allowed to represent a game I love to people I adore.
C'est bon,
Congrats
ça.
on 4 years, guys. You knocked it out of the
Ouais, ils
park.
veulent plus de Fog Whisperer, là, c'est pour ça qu'ils ont mis ça.
Bon, mais parfait, je vais l'envoyer mon clip,
it's
tu vois.
Otoku here. I just want to give a quick thank you to both my community and the Dead by Daylight team. Throughout the past 4 years, I've gotten so many awesome opportunities. I've gotten to travel to Montreal and meet the team. I've got to play in Twitch Rivals. I even got my own cosmetic in a game that I freaking love. But
Son
most
micro, il est
importantly, I
sale.
got to grow one of the most amazing, supportive,
Il est
and
sale en
kind communities I
tabarnak,
could
son
ever
micro.
ask for ever. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this if it wasn't for all the people that I've met.
C'est un rôle, man. T'as tué plusieurs.
And I just want to say that I appreciate it so much. Happy 4 years, guys.
Des
Here's hoping to
plusieurs.
many more.
Ciao, bye.
I want to thank my Dead by Daylight community so
Hello?
much for being here with me
Hello?
since day one. I would not be where I'm at without you. Gracias.
Hey, ses lèvres sont grosses, par exemple. On va se
Vraiment
remettre, là.
grosse.
C'est le make-up, là.
Howdy gamers, it's Toki.
What up guys, it's Crunchy Egg Rolls.
We want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Behavior and the entire DBD community.
And shout out to the Egg Roll Empire, Small PP Gang.
Small PP Gang.
Shout out to the Burrow. Beautiful Sons of the Fog. We are your newest recruits to the Fog Whisperers.
Mama, we made it! Anyway, I'll be seeing y'all around. Till next time, it's peace, love, and booty.
Booty.
We're heading back to the campfire. Stay safe out there in
Le
the
seul
fog.
dude qui parle de cul, c'est le gars qui est avec une fille.
Oh my god, c'est
Hey
bizarre. Hein?
everyone, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my community, my
Tabarnak,
Dragon
il est
Army.
pop, mon gars.
Thank you guys so much for supporting me over the past year with my Dead by Daylight content. I really
Vrai background de
appreciate it. We've
Talina, mais
had some
t'enlèves
goofy
les pop,
times,
genre.
some crazy ones, and
Tu
we've
gardes
been
les
exhausted
lumières
on
à
the
gauche.
ground more times than we'd like to count, but it's been great. I've had an amazing time this past year. And also thank you so much to the team at Behavior for creating this game and continuing to support it for as long as you guys have. There's been so many new additions and I can't wait
Moi
to
aussi,
see
j'ai un
what's
chandail, hein.
next.
Moi aussi, bordel.
Yo, what is happening, guys? It's Scorpions here. I just want to say again a thank you to my community and to Behavior for allowing me to be a Fog Whisperer. Back when I joined the Fog Whisperer program,
T'as-tu vu qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait?
even
Non,
a
j'ai pas
Switch
vu.
partner.
Dude, elle a passé à la
program
fenêtre!
allowed me to better grow my channel, to get my name out there. And at the same time, it allowed
Tu
me
peux
to
même
give
pas montrer
colours
ta
out to my
caméra puis
community
montrer
to give
comment
them
tu
something
actes.
back as well. Anyways, guys, I'll be off. But remember, always
Ben voyons!
the
Mais je pense
snoot.
pas que c'est un hack, là. Je pense que le gars, il...
Dude, t'as-tu vu?
Bonjour à tous, je suis
Oh!
traducteur français. Je tiens à remercier mon incroyable communauté pour son soutien lors de cette année de partenariat sur Dead by Daylight et je souhaite à l'équipe de développement ainsi qu'au jeu un joyeux
C'est pas un
4e
keb,
anniversaire.
ça.
Amusez-vous
C'est
bien.
un français. Ça me prend un keb.
Ouais, québécois. Hey yo, mais
Ben oui,
tabarnak.
Paulie,
It's polyester
le gars,
here.
ils sont
I
tellement
just want to say
théories.
what an honor it is to be one of your community fog whisperers.
French gag. On a eu
The
un français.
highlight of
voilà.
my
On a une personne qui
year
parle
has
français.
to be our streamer charity event that you all supported, helping us raise over $30,000. Thank you all for a great year in Dead by Daylight.
Manque un
I'm
Québécois,
looking
là.
forward to
Il
the
parle
next
québécois.
one and to many more to come. Hats on, Tinfoil Gang.
Salut, mes petits Chris. Je verrai Kev, là.
C'est drôle en tabarnak.
Ça serait drôle, man.
Hey everyone, this is Zinc. I'm the creator of the Discord bot Elemental, which Dead by Daylight uses on its Discord server. I'm a software
long,
developer.
là.
I've been playing Dead by Daylight since
Je
2016.
sais que les autres années d'avant, il y avait des concerts pis des shit. Mais là, ils peuvent
Ouais,
pas.
là, à cause de la COVID, ils peuvent pas, hein.
And
De
the whole
chier.
Dead by Daylight community Discord for being Elemental's
Ouais, l'année
first
prochaine, ça va être le
supporters.
5e anniversaire.
Also, thank you to the Dead by Daylight development team
5.
for
Fait que
creating
5,
the
là, ils vont
game
faire
I've
quelque chose
spent
d'encore plus
countless
big.
hours enjoying.
Là, ça va
I
être
look forward to
Pennywise.
seeing Dead by Daylight continue to grow.
Est-ce que vous autres, votre Pennywise?
Pennywise, c'est un 5 ans,
Happy
c'est
4
pas un
year
4 ans,
anniversary of Dead by
là.
Daylight.
C'est
I'll see
vrai.
you guys in the fog.
Pennywise, hein, je le verrai bien l'année
Hello
prochaine.
nerds, my name is Nafi. I'm from Southern California. I've been playing Dead by Daylight for almost 3 years.
C'est quoi leur chandail, man?
Daddy
Daddy Myers. Hey, il est à côté de Pinhead.
Oh!
Jason. L'indice, madame. Easter egg.
California, and I have been playing Dead by Daylight for 2
Jason
years.
est à côté de
I actually
Pinhead puis
found the
Myers.
game through watching my husband play, but I did not care for it at first because every time I watched him play, he'd be dying on hook. But eventually I played it, and now I am hooked. And I want to thank Max or Buffers for introducing me into the DVD community, and where I met a lot more friends than I could ever imagine.
My appreciation goes to Edgar Allan Poe for keeping the game fun and entertaining and making me want to play a lot more.
And of course, thank you, Behavior.
Thank you, Behavior.
je ne demande pas.
どうも、日本の K2 です。DFC というデッドバイデイライトの大会を開催して約3年になります。デッドバイデイライトが大好きで、自分が参加したくて始めた大会でした。
Oh, il y a des équipes,
多くの人に興味を持ってもらうまでしばらく時間がかかりましたが、
La team carrière, Magran arrive versus je sais pas qui. What? Il y a des tournois au Japon?
そして、デッドバイデイライトのおかげで私には2つの夢ができました。
Les Japonais, man. What the fuck?
有名実況者さんたちである
Ils font des
夢の
tournois?
ようなお祭り的な大会を開催したい。あともう一つ、
Oh,
世界中の上手いプレイヤーが集まる大会を開催したい。そんな大会ができたらワクワクしませんか？ DVD ほど熱くなれるゲームを私は知りません。これからも DVD を一緒に盛り上げていきましょう。
Quand tu dis qu'un jeu québécois va jusqu'au Japon.
Thank you, Gabzilla and our Fog Whisperer, for that really dynamic segment.
C'est pas n'importe quel jeu qui va là. Québécois,
For our
là.
fourth anniversary, the community team
T'auras
has
certainement pas la guerre des
organized
trucs
contests,
3D, là.
raffles,
Ah,
play sessions
whoa,
with
whoa,
devs,
whoa.
and more during the month of June. So the schedule will be available on the social media. Stay tuned for this. And finally, I want to thank everyone that contributed to our community this year. Stay safe. Please continue to discuss, argue, and love the game. This is why we do it.
This is why we do it.
See you next year. Hopefully not in my living room.
J'espère parce que.
Ils vont parler du mobile.
Ah, mais le mobile, on en a plus rien à battre, mais on va écouter pareil.
On a plus rien à battre, mais remplis mon verre d'eau en attendant.
Ouais.
Let's
Allez
talk
chercher,
about mobile.
chercher une autre bière.
This year, super exciting. We finally launched Dead by Daylight on mobile. It's a huge thing for us. We've been hard at work on it for a long time, and it's finally in people's hands. So let's take a moment. Valentine and Julia are going to talk a little bit about what it took to get to that and what they have in store for the future.
Hi everyone, welcome to Dead by Daylight Mobile. I'm
Elle à gauche, me semble, je l'ai déjà vu.
C'est
qui elle à gauche?
Hey Julia.
Hi Val, I'm Julia. I'm the community manager on Dead by Daylight Mobile. So we've had an amazing journey on mobile so far this year. An incredible number of people have been backing this project since we first announced it. We have had over 1 million people participating in our beta phase who stuck with us while we worked on adding content, features, and polishing the game throughout the testing phase. As of April 16th, we are officially launched in most regions around the world with more to come later in the year. And we've already hit a landmark of nearly 3 million players.
So launch was a very exciting adventure. We, as most people
Ben, elle me dit quoi, elle, Valentine?
Gab, il a dit dans... Gab, il a dit dans l'autre fille, elle ressemblait à la version Walmart de Emma Verdé. C'est qui Emma Verdé?
Ah, mais elle, là, qu'on va parler en ce moment, elle me dit quoi? Je sais pas pourquoi, tu dirais, je l'ai déjà rencontrée. Je sais pas. J'ai tiqué sur elle quand elle est apparue, là. Avant des poutines chez Valentine.
Mobile team 2 years ago to bring the same PC consoles experience to mobile phones, and having it released to the world in April was a great success for us. So Dead by Daylight Mobile is that same great experience, that's very stressful and very scary, as well as the console, but on mobile. To bring that, we had to do some adaptations. Specific to mobile, so the controls were
mais il y a quand même eu des trucs qu'il n'y a pas sur...
Moi, je pense que j'ai fait 8 games au total, quand j'avais rien à faire à la job pendant genre 20 minutes. Là.
Ouais, mais tu sais, on s'entend que ceux qui jouent le mobile, c'est parce qu'ils n'ont pas de PC.
Ouais.
Tu sais, c'est gratuit aussi, là.
Mais je pense que 80% des joueurs qui l'ont installé, c'est ceux qui connaissaient déjà des BD. Je sais pas s'il y a eu énormément de nouveaux joueurs grâce à mobile. Ben, s'ils continuent à le faire, s'ils continuent à le travailler, j'imagine que oui.
C'est peut-être que le monde qui va jouer au mobile, après, moi, acheter la version PC,
tu sais. C'est une youtubeuse influenceuse.
Mobile user experience friendly version that still gives players the same great rewards. We also added a lot of mobile-centric features.
Ah, le moyen d'avoir tes shit, c'est différent sur mobile.
Which is shorter and of course shows the mobile-specific changes and allows players to get into the game.
Mobile, je vous dis, à trouver une game de survivants, c'est pas long.
Exclusive skins, daily reward calendars, and a lot of other features, but also the disconnection bots, which have been tremendously popular. These are bots that take over when a player disconnects from the game, so that people who are still there can actually finish playing. The bots are quite good if you've played against them.
Pourquoi on n'a pas de bots, nous autres, quand quelqu'un se déconnecte?
C'est un autre département.
Attends, il y a des bots
Another key difference from PC and console to mobile is that mobile is free. It is completely free to download, and you do not need to pay to win. Most characters and customizations can be unlocked through playtime alone, and any other ones can be unlocked through keeping up with daily challenges.
Depuis le début du live, j'étais à 3 bières.
It's also a really good time to start Dead by Daylight mobile right now. Like I said, it costs nothing to download on Google Play and the App Store. And thanks to the community hitting the stretch goal of 1 million pre-registrations,
c'est la fête, c'est le 4e
anniversaire. Starting
anniversaire.
off with another free character and a bunch of in-game resources as well. So we've had, like I said, we've had a lot of people install and play the game so far. So we've got some cool stats to bring to you. Since launch, we've had millions of trials played. Within those trials, there have been 12 million generators fixed, 44 million killer hits, and 4.5 million survivors who have outwitted the killer and managed to escape. So these stats are just from the first few weeks of being live globally. There's a lot more to come, and we'd like to share with you some of the things that are headed your way in the coming months.
Yeah, so we have our roadmap established from June to September of this year. We're going to be doing releases on a monthly basis, so that you always have something new and fun to try out.
Son rouge à lèvres, elle a mal mis.
Il faut patienter, il faut patienter.
Ah, il n'y a pas de conserve avec Yeti. L'année passée, il n'y avait pas mobile non plus.
More on quality of life and new features. So you can see that in June we have a new map coming in for people to play around with, and then in July we're focusing on more like quality of life and improvements. Then August we'll introduce a new killer and a new map. And then in September,
we'll have everybody on the street.
All those releases also include new customizations, so you can spruce up your characters.
There's a lot of really cool stuff lined up. Something else we're committed to doing with every update is spending time working on improving performance, stability, and polishing the game overall. Launch is just the beginning, so alongside new content and features, we'll be continuing to improve the game in whichever ways we can.
Jim, tu penseras à ta phrase pour ton
before we go, we want to say a huge
maintenant.
thank you to the community
Après le live
who showed us
de
so much love over the past year of
yeah,
beta.
I love you, but get out,
our
please.
big launch in April. You have supported us in so many ways, from just enjoying the game to helping us beta test, telling your friends and family about us, creating your own content with the game. We really could not do this without you, and we look forward to many exciting anniversaries to come with you in the fog.
Thanks so much for playing the game. We're really happy to
j'ai l'impression de l'avoir vu, mais je sais pas.
Release it to you to play, and we're excited.
J'ai l'impression de l'avoir rencontré, d'y avoir déjà parlé.
Dead by Daylight Mobile, goodness to you. See you in the fog.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll cap off with a little montage of some of the great in-game moments you've sent to us.
Un petit montage.
Oh!
Mobile.
Les meilleurs moments mobiles. Hein?
Tu vas pogner par une trappe.
Ben oui, wow! Wow! Ah, il a pogné à la trappe! Wow! C'est beaucoup moins épique sur mobile, hein?
Wow!
Wow!
C'est vrai que c'est moins épique sur mobile, là, on va se le dire.
Wow, il l'a flashé. Il a pogné une hache et il a tué Dwight. Wow! Il a pendu quelqu'un, man. Il décroche quelqu'un. Le docteur, il frappe dans le vide. Wow! J'ai jamais vu ça. Sur PC, ça arrive jamais.
Ça, c'était épique.
Épique!
Yeah.
Pro gamer.
Oh,
okay,
wow!
I've just been told we actually can take a little moment to talk to you about what's coming next.
Bon, allez.
So, let's take a step back. About 4 years ago, first licensed chapter we've ever had was Halloween. Probably one of the top
là, je suis stressé.
legends of the horror movies.
Je suis stressé, j'ai peur de quelle histoire de merde on va avoir.
Legitimized us as a great reference for horror in video games. Today, we have another landmark moment where we're gonna present to you a huge deal. For us, it's amazing. We've been fans of this license for a long time.
J'ai peur que t'aies de l'avance sur moi.
We're very excited to show you and to let you hear what it sounds like when we bring these legendary icons.
Dis pas le nom tout de suite si tu le vois, ok?
So, roll the clip.
Oh mon dieu, ok! Oh! Non, c'est moi. Ah ouais.
Candyman ou Old, je sais pas.
C'est qui? C'est quoi ça?
Une école? Ah, c'est une survivante! Yes!
C'est qui elle, esti?
Je m'en fous, je l'aime déjà.
Qui est dans une école?
C'est qui est dans une école, guys? Un tueur d'école.
Qui est dans une école?
C'est quoi cette merde?
C'est quoi ça?
Wow!
Oh, c'est-tu? Oh, c'est le gars de fucking Silent Hill!
Silent Hill!
Wow! Pyramid Head!
Let's go!
Hey! Wow! Wow!
C'est... Let's
hey, y a plein de monde qui dit le 4 c'est Pyramid Head.
C'est Pyramid Head,
ben oui! Pyramid Head! Depuis tout ce temps, c'était
ah ben oui, il était caché dans le logo, hey. Bravo!
I am super excited today to finally be able to reveal to you
génial! Une nouvelle beauté dans le jeu.
As you've seen, we are going
la map de l'école! Big!
Horror classic.
La map, ça va être une école! Oh wow, dude, ils ont eu Silent Hill.
Silent Hill was one of the first horror game I played, and I was.
C'est vrai, Silent Hill, c'est un truc dans l'horreur depuis longtemps. On n'a jamais pensé à ça. Fuck Candyman.
There's a lot of really cool locations.
C'est la première licence de jeu vidéo.
Ouais,
c'est une référence de l'horreur aussi.
So we bring you to Midwich Elementary School.
Oh my god, on va être dans une école.
Is filled with thematized rooms, so all the Silent Hill fans will be able to revisit a famous location. There's the music room, the chemist lab, there's the nurse office, there's all of these little secrets around.
Let's go!
Obviously this exterior courtyard in the middle of the map. That's a very new layout in Dead by Daylight. Even the clock tower is there. We've also filled the map with all sort of surprises and secrets for all of you fans out there.
Ok, il y a un extérieur et un intérieur.
Ouais. Survivor of the chapter is Cheryl Mason. You might know her as Heather Mason. That's how she was called.
Let's go, Silent Hill, man.
Game. Cheryl's a very interesting character. She's a powerful protagonist.
Oh, ma
belle. She's also conflicted, and she went through the ordeal of facing the Silent Hill nightmare. We learn through the Silent Hill 3 narrative that she is the reincarnation of two souls.
Petite écolière.
So we really wanted to show into her perks this duality, and also her link to the dark forces of Silent Hill.
Tu connais pas?
Soul Guard gives you endurance after being healed or after recovering from the dying state.
Attends, endurance, je pense, c'est que...
curse, you can recover from
le tueur me fait peur, man.
Cheryl's second perk,
ok, ça c'est pas pire.
So if you or the obsession are injured, you will see each other over. As soon as one or the other is healed, you'll gain the haste effect for a limited time. And last but not least, the third perk, for the first time, gives the power to the survivor to control a little bit the entity. Repressed Alliance allows you to call upon the entity to block generators.
What?
With this chapter and character, we also introduce a new type of cosmetic called Legendary Skins.
Bloque le générateur, fait que ton générateur est sur le bord d'être complété, tu veux pas qu'il kick, tu
are not just an outfit. They actually completely change the character you're controlling.
C'est bon, cela, là.
So, for example, the first legendary skin that's going to appear in
Legendary skin
is Lisa Garland. So you'll be able to take Cheryl Mason and transform into Lisa. The killer of the chapter is none other than Pyramid Head.
Okay, c'est un legendary skin qui fait
Pyramid Head.
Executioner. And I just want to add something here. The Pyramid Head that's coming to DBD is the classic Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2.
Hey man, il est trop sick le killer. La grosse épée, man.
Power roots itself in the dark forces of Silent Hill. So first of all, obviously you have this big, giant knife that you're wielding. And with it, you have a special attack.
Ah, il y a les portes qu'on peut péter.
Is a range attack that goes even through collision.
What?
Where it gets really interesting is that Pyramid Head can plant his knife in the ground and draw trenches around the map.
Oh shit!
These trenches, when the survivor goes through them, will make them tormented. So tormented is a killer effect that at first seems like it's not doing anything. But if you're suffering from the tormented killer effect and you're in the dying state, that's where it gets really interesting. So Pyramid Head can, instead of grabbing you and bringing you to a hook, he can decide to call upon the forces of Silent Hill, which will grab the survivor and send him directly to a cage of atonement. The cage is similar to a hook in mechanics. The survivor gets stuck in there, he can get saved by others, and he will go through 3 phases as well until he is sacrificed.
Ok, t'amènes à la trappe.
The thing though is that Pyramid Head saves a lot of time. All the grab, the transporting, and the hooking, that's done automatically. When the survivors are ripe for a sacrifice, if they are caught in the tormented killer effect and in the dying state, Pyramid Head will be able to call upon a final judgment on them. That's a way of saying that they can kill them instantly. It's like a mini-mori.
A mini-mori!
Let's talk a little bit about the perks of Pyramid Head. They bring new
C'est-à-dire, faut juste pas aller
Inception.
dans le truc.
The first perk, Force Penance, will give the oblivious status effect to a survivor that protects another survivor from a hit. Pyramid Head's second perk, Trail of Torment, will make him undetectable when he breaks a gen. We'll also highlight this gen in a yellow aura for the survivors. And the last perk, Deadbound, will link a healer to a healed survivor. If they run too far from each other, they'll suffer from the oblivious status effect.
What?
So that's it. That's the Silent Hill chapter. Again, we're super happy and proud to have had the chance to work with such a fantastic franchise. Personally, I'm a huge fan. I'm super stoked to see all the stories that's going to happen.
Bah, les perks bof, là, on va encore jouer avec Chili Barbecue et tout le reste. Là.
Cheryl have a new life.
Mais le tueur, il est nice.
What's also super exciting is that the PTB with
ok, t'entends pas le
the
radius.
Silent Hill chapter will be available right now. So you'll be able to download it and try it for yourself. And it's going to be released also very soon. As a last message, I would like to say to everyone, to all of you, fantastic community, happy 4th anniversary. Thank you for all your support, all the ideas, all the meaningful discussion that we have online with all of you. You've been fantastic, and I'm going to raise my glass to several more years. Cheers.
Wow, thank you, Dave. How awesome is that? Okay, listen to me, I'm going to say that. If you want to play Silent Hill in Dead by Daylight, if you're on PC right now, the PTB is happening now. You can go press the button and play Silent Hill in Dead by Daylight.
Ok, on peut déjà jouer en PTB,
now,
Kev.
For everybody else,
right now.
or the people who don't like the PTB, you can wait until the full release, which is going to be about 3 weeks from now. We'll give more details as things come along. But if you are eager to get your hands on the Silent Hill chapter of Dead by Daylight, PTB right now. Now I have to take a second, step back and give a huge thank you, a big shout out to everybody who makes this happen. So that's everybody on the team, whether it's the programmers, the artists, the designers, the community management team, the marketing people who make sure that you know about this, the PR, the people who are doing the video editing, the capture, the people who are doing all our data analysis. Every single person that's involved in this project from close or from far, thank you so very much for the amazing work that you do every single day. It's really appreciated. I think that we can all agree that this is a special team full of crazy passionate people, so thank you. And then a huge thank you on top of that to you out there. Every player out there, everyone that is part of what makes Dead by Daylight such a vibrant and exciting community to play in all the time. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being constructive and positive and being supportive of what we do. And thank you for following us in this sort of crazy ride that we are on.
PTB, let's go,
we are so humbled and excited to celebrate our 4th year anniversary with you today. And we are eager to celebrate a few more in the coming years.
Okay. Oh là là!
Et voilà, GG.
Cette année, il y a énormément de bonnes choses qui arrivent pour le jeu. Le cross-platform, le graphique update. Après ça, il y a le nouveau tueur qui va arriver dans 3 semaines. Là, on l'a déjà en PTB, mais dans 3 semaines, on va l'avoir environ.
Tu sais, toutes les théories qu'ils disaient, là, sur tous les killers.
Ça n'a même pas été Candyman, ça n'a pas été l'alien.
Tout le monde disait plein d'affaires, puis c'était juste dans notre face, le fucking
comment on pourrait dire? L'horreur, l'origine de l'horreur. Ok, oui, il y a Michael Myers. Personne n'a pensé à Silent Hill. Personne! Pourtant, c'était évident, merde!
C'est direct dans le 4 ou le 4, c'était lui.
C'était fucking évident. On l'avait dans notre face, pis on l'a jamais vu.
Il a été prouvé faux, ouais.
Jamais on a vu Silent Hill.
On va faire des petites parties.
Oh là là.
Oh là là, j'ai hâte. Mais Chucky, ça a été mieux.
Ouais, quelqu'un, mais non, mais je parle de nous autres en règle générale. Y'a personne dans mon chat ou dans le chat de Kev qui a dit Silent Hill, je suis sûr.
Non, moi, y'a personne